Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up the IVMS-4500 app. I'm going to be using my iPhone for this video, but setting up this app on an Android is very similar. So for the iPhone, you're going to go to the App Store and do a search for IVMS-4500. For Android phones, you're going to go to the Play Store and do a search for it. There's only one app. It's called the IVMS-4500 Lite app. So go ahead and download it. Once it's downloaded, go back and open it. I already have it installed, so I don't need to download it. So go ahead and open up the app. On the upper left-hand corner, you have the menu button. Click on that. Go to Devices. And click on the plus side on the upper right-hand corner and select Manual Adding. And here is where you're going to enter all your information. Now, if I installed your system, I would have given you a text or an email with all the information that you need to add. So you're going to have to find out from your installer what information to add. So this is what I usually send my customers. What you're going to do is give the device a name. So that's usually home or work. You're going to select the registration mode. In this video, I'm just going to show you how to do IP domain mode. You're going to enter an address. There's 3 addresses that you could add. One is called the DDNS address, and that's something that I would have set up for you, or your installer would have set up for you. You could also add the public IP address, or you could add the local IP address. If you're adding the local IP address, you're only going to be able to view your cameras if you're within your own network. You won't be able to view any of the cameras from outside your network. And you're going to enter the port. You're going to add the username, which is something that we would have added during the installation, and you're going to enter the password. So let's go back to the app. Alias, I'm going to call this home. Registration mode, I'm going to call this, we're going to use the IP mode. Address, for this example, I'm going to show you how to do the local IP address, which is 192.168.1.225. Port by default is 8000. I'm going to put in the username and password and click on the Save button on the upper right hand corner. If you entered all the information correctly, you're going to get the Start Live View icon on the bottom. If you entered something wrong, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to the edit mode. Let's go ahead and change this IP address to 224 and click Save. It's going to search for the device, and once it sees that the device doesn't exist, it's going to give you that connection fail message. That's how you know you entered the wrong information. So let me go back, correct that, hit the Save button. Once it saves it, you could go ahead and start viewing the cameras right away. There we go. Now, when you pull up the cameras for the first time, you see underneath the cameras, it gives you the name of the camera, the number of the camera, and which mode you're viewing the camera. So here it says Fluent. Most cameras, most DVRs have 2 streams of video. One is the Fluent, or also called the substream feed, and the other one is called the mainstream feed. The Fluent feed is a low resolution feed, and the reason why that's there is because if you're viewing a bunch of cameras over the internet, it's going to load a lot faster if you're pulling up the low stream feed, the low resolution feed versus the high resolution feed. But you could change that in the app. So if you select the camera, let's use this one, and if you look down on the bottom, excuse me, on the very bottom, second to the right, there's a picture of a computer screen. You click on that and you select clear. When you select clear, it switches to the mainstream feed, and you can see that the picture is a lot clearer. And then you would go ahead and you would do that to every camera. You would have to select it. I'm going to do that for all of them. There we go. And then once you do it, you don't have to do it again. So if you close out of this app and go back in, it's going to pull up the mainstream feed. Now, when the cameras are in split screen mode, it is going to switch to the fluent screen, to the fluent feed. But once you select the camera, full screen, you see that it's pulling up the high resolution feed. And that's how you view it live stream. Now, to close the video stream, what you're going to have to do is click the X button on the lower right hand corner. When you do that, you're stopping the streaming. This way you're not streaming video in the background while you're using your phone for other things, because you're going to use, if you're on your cellular plan, you're going to be using your data plan in the background. And plus you're going to be draining your battery at the same time. To view the cameras again that you were viewing previously, there are two ways of doing it. Now you see that icon that we just clicked earlier, which was the X button on the lower right hand corner, is now the play button. So if I click on that, it's going to pull up the last cameras that I was viewing. You could do it that way. Let me close them. Or you could go to the upper right hand corner, select the camera button, and put a check mark next to your device. Now what that's going to do is that's going to select all the cameras that you have on that device. So if I click on the arrow to the left of that device, you see that all the cameras have been selected. If you don't want to view all the cameras, all you have to do is uncheck the check mark next to the device and just select the cameras that you want to view. And then just hit Start Live View. So that's the second way of selecting the cameras that you want to view. On the bottom, below the cameras, you see there are 4 icons, and those represent the screen mode. So the number 1 is a full screen, single screen. The 4 is a quad 4 screen. Then you have the 9 position, and then you have the 16. I only have 4 cameras selected right now, so we're only going to see 4. So if I go back to the 4 position screen, so that's about it as far as live viewing. To play back recorded video on this app, what you're going to do is you're going to go back up to the menu button, and you're going to select Remote Playback. Click on the plus sign in one of the screens, and as you see on the top, by default, it chooses the last day of recording. So the last 24 hours. If I wanted to change that, I would just click on From Date and just choose another time, another date. Let's go back to the 14th. And then I would click on the To Date and we'll leave it here so we have the last 24 hours, the prior 24 hours to today. And then I go back, and then I select the camera that I want to view. And there we go. Now we're viewing playback on camera number 2. And on the bottom of the screen, that's my timeline. So you see it's playing from 11:30 from last night. If I scroll to the right, that's today. Actually, that's yesterday. So now we're viewing cameras. Now we're viewing the video from yesterday. If I want to record, well, let's say I see something that happened and I want to record it or take a picture of it. On the lower left-hand corner, if I click on the camera, it takes a snapshot and it saves it to my phone. If I want to record a video clip, I click on the scissors. When the scissors are highlighted red, that means it's recording. I play back when I want to play back, and when I'm done, I click the scissors again, and that saves the clip to my phone. I could also select the speed at which it's playing back, so the 1x next to the pause button. If I click on that, I could select that and then click on the arrows, and I could fast forward or at 16x speed. And then if I click the back arrows, I could go back to the normal screen, normal speed. And when I'm done viewing, I could hit the pause button, or I could just hit the X button to close out. Now, those clips that we saved, if I go back up to the menu button and I go to picture video, we're going to see that we have the snapshot that I took, and then we also have the video that I recorded, that small video clip. So that was just a few seconds, and it's saved on my phone. And now I could just email that clip or that picture to somebody if I wanted to show them. And go back and go back to live view. Close it out.